Blake Lively once stood in front of a planning board and called this property heaven. Beta, 110 acres. Geothermal systems, a private compound hidden deep in New York. A mansion designed to look less like a celebrity house and more like generational wealth materialized into architecture. Now, 5 separate contractor liens. Over $2.1 million in alleged unpaid construction debt. Work reportedly froze. Crews gone. A luxury estate sitting incomplete, while one of Hollywood's most carefully engineered power couples fights reputational fires on every possible front. And the timing is almost too perfect. Because this isn't arriving during the peak of their empire. This lands immediately after the Baldoni legal disaster, the public backlash cycle, the collapsing trust metrics online, and the strange disappearance of the hyper-curated Blake and Ryan mythology that used to dominate social media effortlessly. People think celebrity collapse looks dramatic. Most of the time, it looks administrative. And that is exactly what makes this story dangerous. To understand why this matters, you need to stop thinking about the property as real estate. This compound was branding. The entire project functioned as a physical extension of the image they spent years manufacturing. Successful but grounded, rich but tasteful, glamorous but somehow still relatable. Everything about the estate reinforced that narrative. Eco-conscious construction, rural privacy, family-focused language, sustainable infrastructure, vast acreage hidden away from Hollywood chaos. It was positioned like a retreat for enlightened, ultra-successful people who had supposedly escaped celebrity narcissism while still monetizing it perfectly. That matters because celebrities don't build homes like this randomly. Mega properties become symbols. Think about the messaging embedded into it. We are stable. We are permanent. We are building a dynasty. Then suddenly, the project reportedly stalls for months while contractors start filing claims publicly. That transition changes the symbolism instantly. The mansion no longer communicates power. Now it communicates overextension. Under ordinary circumstances, a wealthy celebrity couple dealing with construction disputes would barely register online. Millionaires fight with contractors constantly. But scandals don't happen in isolation. They stack. And Blake Lively's public image has been absorbing hits for nearly 2 years straight. The It Ends With Us backlash cracked the surface first. Then came criticism over the film's promotional tone. Then the resurfaced interviews. Then the Mean Girl narrative spreading across TikTok. Then the Baldoni legal war transformed everything into full-scale internet warfare. A healthy celebrity brand survives one controversy because audiences compartmentalize. What destroys reputations is accumulation. The internet starts connecting unrelated events into a larger emotional storyline. That is what happened here. Suddenly, every old clip became evidence. Every awkward interview became proof. Every business move became calculated. And once viewers begin interpreting your behavior through suspicion instead of admiration, recovery becomes exponentially harder. Now, insert unfinished mansions and multi-million-dollar contractor claims directly into that environment. Catastrophic optics, because the story instantly stops being, rich people have construction issues. The narrative mutates into, the empire is cracking financially behind the scenes. That distinction changes everything. Ryan Reynolds understands branding psychology better than almost anyone in Hollywood. That is why his recent behavior deserves attention. Look carefully at the patterns. Fewer couple-centric appearances, less relationship humor, far more individually focused messaging, business-oriented interviews instead of domestic mythology, strategic distance without openly acknowledging distance. Nothing loud, nothing dramatic, just recalibration. And honestly, that is the part people miss about celebrity survival instincts. Public figures rarely detach emotionally first. They detach commercially first. Ryan built an empire on likability, not acting. The sarcastic everyman persona, the approachable billionaire energy, the self-aware husband routine, the playful marriage branding that turned ordinary Instagram captions into free global advertising. That machine worked brilliantly for years. But brand operators recognize risk early. Once controversy starts contaminating the shared image, separation begins subtly. Not divorce necessarily, narrative separation. That process is already visible. Because if your household becomes associated with lawsuits, smear campaign accusations, public backlash cycles, stalled ventures, and financial rumors simultaneously, communications teams begin isolating liabilities immediately. That is not emotional language. That is corporate language. Hollywood increasingly functions like venture capital with prettier lighting. Now let's discuss the part celebrity media avoids whenever possible: liquidity. Because the contractor claims reportedly totaled more than $2.1 million. One company alone allegedly filed for roughly $1.35 million tied to extensive construction work, including HVAC systems, plumbing, electrical installation, framing, masonry, and drywall. That is not a tiny accounting mistake. And before somebody says they're rich, they can obviously afford it, missing the point completely. Ultra-wealthy people do not usually allow this level of public construction conflict to surface unless something complicated is happening behind the curtain, especially image-conscious celebrities. The bigger issue is what these reports psychologically signal to the public. For years, Blake and Ryan represented seamless upward momentum. Successful films, massive acquisitions, alcohol deals, telecom money, luxury lifestyle branding, perfect family imagery, business expansion everywhere simultaneously. Then suddenly, lawsuits, controversies, brand backlash, investor is during right war, project stagnation, contractor liens, unfinished property rumors, talk about relocating overseas. Even if every financial issue gets resolved tomorrow, the perception damage already exists. And perception is the actual currency celebrities trade in, not cash. Trust. This is where normal people misunderstand how elite celebrity ecosystems function. Hollywood almost never abandons people loudly. Executives don't hold press conferences saying, "We think this celebrity is damaged now." Everything happens through invisible hesitation. Meetings stop advancing. Calls take longer. Campaigns pause. Brand negotiations become complicated. Studios quietly explore alternatives. Momentum disappears first. That is why stalled optics matter so much. Because powerful celebrity couples depend on inevitability. The illusion that success will continue forever. The moment the public starts sensing instability, the gravitational field changes immediately. Look at the language surrounding them now, compared to 2 years ago. Back then, power couple, business geniuses, Hollywood royalty. Now, damage control, legal battles, contractor debt, backlash, unfinished compound, reputation crisis, vocabulary shift is everything. Once media framing mutates, reversing it becomes brutally difficult. And the internet has become exceptionally skilled at detecting over-curated celebrity mythology. Audiences no longer consume fame passively. They audit it. That unfinished estate was supposed to represent arrival. Instead, it now symbolizes suspension, a giant physical monument sitting in limbo while public perception deteriorates around the people building it. Honestly, the visuals alone are almost metaphorical. A partially completed luxury fortress hidden behind privacy walls, while legal chaos, online skepticism, and financial rumors orbit outside the gates. You could not design a better image for celebrity overexposure if you tried. And the truly brutal part? None of this requires bankruptcy. None of this requires divorce. None of this requires career annihilation. Modern celebrity collapse works differently now. The public simply loses emotional investment slowly. That is enough. Once audiences stop wanting to participate in the illusion, the machinery starts malfunctioning automatically. The comments change first, then engagement, then partnerships, then momentum, then cultural relevance itself. Very few empires explode instantly. Most erode quietly while pretending everything remains under control. The reason this story fascinates people has nothing to do with architecture. It's because giant, unfinished homes make perfect metaphors for unstable public identities. Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds spent more than a decade constructing one of the most polished celebrity mythologies Hollywood has produced in years. Funny, beautiful, wisdom-minded and style, business savvy, untouchable, effortlessly in sync. Then reality interrupted the performance. Now every new headline feels less like isolated bad luck and more like another crack spreading across something audiences once believed was indestructible. And maybe the strangest part of all? Nobody officially announced a downfall. No dramatic confession. No catastrophic scandal ending everything overnight. No definitive public implosion. Just lawsuits, distance, financial questions, silence, stalled construction, and a mansion allegedly sitting unfinished while the internet watches the mythology decay in real time. That is how modern celebrity empires actually collapse. Not with explosions, with erosion.